Hello everyone, I am Dr. Harsha Joshi, the Program Director of INFS, Institute of Nutrition and Fitness Sciences. And today I am here to talk about a very crucial topic, and that is skincare and hair care precautions during pregnancy. Pregnancy is a very sensitive time in the life of a lady. So we all obviously want to be very careful about the kind of products that we are using on our skin, the kind of products, treatments that we are taking for our hair. We need to know what is safe for our own health as well as what is safe for the child. So today I'll be taking this session in two parts. Let's talk about the skincare first. So it is largely not completely true that every lady has a flawless skin during the pregnancy. So many women deal with multiple skin issues. There are women who struggle with acne during pregnancy. They are struggling with hyperpigmentation. Talking about acne, commonly prescribed acne medicines or something that's even very frequently used in cosmetics these days, that is retinol. Ladies, retinol is not safe to be used during pregnancy. There has been adequate number of researches that prove that retinol, especially in the form of tretinoin, retin A, retinaldehyde, retinol palmitate, all these are forms of retinol, and these are capable of having a teratogenic effect. Teratogenic effect means that they may cause birth defects in your baby. So retinol in any form, whether it is a prescription ointment that you are using, whether it is any cosmetic night cream that you are using, retinol is best avoided during the pregnancy time. The other things that are routinely prescribed for acne, that is benzoyl peroxide is there, clindamycin is there. You need to consult your dermatologist before you actually use any of these ointments. And unfortunately, many of these ointments are even available over the counter. So when dealing with acne, do not opt for any over the counter ointments. Do not use any anti-acne oral medication or tubes without consulting with your doctor first. Consult your gynecologist, consult a dermatologist. These days, chemical peeling is also very popular. So we often see women opting for either salicylic acid peels to deal with acne marks and scars, glycolic acid peels, peeling simply for the rejuvenation of the skin, skin glow, skin clarity, all these forms of peels. This trend, the concentration of alpha hydroxy acids and beta hydroxy acids in these chemical peels is quite high. And during a sensitive time like pregnancy, it is really not safe to be using any sort of chemical peels. Due to COVID, of course, the number of women opting for chemical peeling has gone down. Beauty clinics are closed, but so many peels are even randomly available on Amazon. I have unfortunately seen women order these peels, try to apply them and do this home peeling chemical treatment. Ladies, this is not safe during pregnancy. Please don't do glycolic acid peeling, salicylic acid peeling, or any even mixed peel. Any form of chemical peeling is not safe to be done during your pregnancy. I would say even avoid beta hydroxy acids in face washes, in creams. So I will not take brand names over here, but whenever you are selecting any skincare product during the pregnancy, read the top 3 to 5 ingredients. These are the ingredients which are present in the maximum concentration in any hair care or skincare product. So read these very carefully. Are they containing retinol? Are they containing alpha hydroxy acids? Are they containing beta hydroxy acids? what is their percentage, check all these parameters, check for the safety of these ingredients, and only then apply something. So many anti-acne face washes, very popular ones are that anti-acne creams, they're having these salicylic acids which may not be very safe to use during the pregnancy time. The other most commonly faced problem during pregnancy, also known as mask of pregnancy, is chloasma or melasma. That is a hyperpigmentation. So you see that there is kind of a butterfly pattern that is developing over your nose, over your cheeks, and this becomes dark. Now, for a lady anyways, having some sort of mark on our face, we are always very sensitive to that. But particularly for women who have clear skin to begin with, melasma, chloasma can become very difficult to deal with, and then they want to look out for skin lightening creams to somehow fade off that pigmentation. So in such cases, very commonly what happens is hydroquinone ointments are available over the counter. That is one of the very popular skin lightening agents. But ladies, do you know that hydroquinone has a very high absorption rate? That means even if you apply it on the skin, 30 to 35% of that is still found, the traces of that are still found in the blood, and this is something which is not safe during pregnancy. In fact, hydroquinone is banned in several countries because of its carcinogenic links. So you should not use skin lightening agents randomly. Do not pick hydroquinone creams without prescription over the counter, and specifically during pregnancy, please do not use hydroquinone. Stay away from hydroquinone. In general, I would say please stay away from skin lightening creams during your pregnancy time. Now let's talk about sunscreen. Should you or shouldn't you use sunscreen during the pregnancy? So research indicates that sunscreen is largely safe to use during pregnancy. There are no major concerns, but there is a relative safety index. So sunscreen is of two types. One is a physical sunscreen wherein you apply sunscreen. It forms a layer on your skin that blocks the rays of the sun. It reflects back the rays of the sun. Your skin does not absorb those rays. And the second type of sunscreens is chemical sunscreen, wherein your skin does absorb the sun rays, but it nullifies the sun rays. So relative safety is better for the physical sunscreens. Physical sunscreens are mineral based sunscreens, zinc based sunscreens, which form a layer on your skin and do not really get absorbed. So those are the safest form of sunscreens that you can use during your pregnancy. Chemical sunscreens have some concern because of the presence of oxybenzone and avobenzene, because some ladies can develop allergic reactions to these ingredients during the pregnancy time. So one very important factor, ladies, to remember is that you may suddenly develop allergies even to your normal creams which you were not allergic to before the pregnancy, and that is because of the lot of hormonal fluctuations that are happening in your body. So whenever you are using anything on your skin, specifically if you're going to try something new, please do a patch test first. Small amount behind your ear near your elbow. Do a patch test. Never use larger quantities of any cream, any ointment, any lotion during pregnancy, specifically without doing a patch test first, to avoid any kind of an allergic reaction. Alright? Yes, so I think that was majorly about the skincare concerns and skincare safety precautions that one should follow during the pregnancy time. So what kind of skin products should you actually use? Well, the safest ones would be chemical free. So technically very few products are actually chemical free. It's a matter of more chemicals or less chemicals. Look for products that are fragrance free. Look for products that are free of artificial colorants. Look for products that do not have very big ingredient lists, minimal ingredient list, and always read the top 3 to 5 ingredients of any product, because that is what is present in your product in the maximum concentration. Let's move on to the hair care part now. So again, it's a myth, I would say, that every lady has wonderful hair during pregnancy, or the hair grows thicker, more luscious. No, that is not the case. Specifically during the first trimester, what happens is that many women, because of the sudden hormonal peaks and drops, experience hair loss, and this is a reality. And this hair loss can continue for ladies even throughout the pregnancy. Women who are already having hair loss to begin with may even experience more hair loss during the pregnancy, but do not opt for hair loss treatments without being mindful of what ingredient is there in your hair loss treatment. Minoxidil, any form of topical steroids, Rogaine, Tugaine, all these things are not safe during your pregnancy time. If you have been using these treatments pre-pregnancy, I would suggest you to put them on a hold till the time you're delivering, and even while you are lactating. You may use them after you are done weaning off your baby, but hair loss steroids particularly are not safe to be used during the pregnancy. The other thing which is hugely popular these days is straightening treatments. So chemical straightening, chemical smoothening, keratin, all these forms, these are not advisable during your pregnancy time. So though for marketing purposes perhaps your parlor auntie will tell you नहीं इसमें formaldehyde नहीं है, this is formaldehyde free, but scientific research indicates that all these products that are supposed to artificially break the bonds of your hair and straighten them artificially, they do contain very heavy chemicals. They contain formaldehyde, which has again carcinogenic links, and you do not want to take this kind of a risk during a sensitive time like pregnancy. So please avoid any kind of permanent straightening treatments like smoothing, keratin, or artificial straightening during your pregnancy time. And coming to the last aspect of the hair care, which is the color. We all love a bit of hair color. We do feel like experimenting. There are mixed views as far as hair color is concerned. There is a part of medical community that states that hair colors are safe, and there is another part of medical community that states that ammonia free hair colors are relatively safer. I would suggest you to be mindful and really color your hair only if it's an absolute must, because hair colors are heavy on chemicals. Hair coloring is best avoided, particularly the permanent hair colors. Highlighting, bleaching, ammonia containing hair colors, drastically changing the color of your hair, which requires even heavier chemical based colors. Such things are best avoided during pregnancy, simply because they are even capable of triggering a lot of allergic reaction in you. Talking about perfumes and deodorants, so ammonium chloride, it's a very common ingredient that is found in the deodorants. So this ammonium chloride is also known to trigger allergic reactions in the pregnant women and may not exactly be safe for everyone during the pregnancy. So even as far as your deodorants are concerned, do a patch test And any problem that you notice, anything, you're feeling your skin is sensitive, it's getting itchy, there is a rash, please discontinue the use even of your deodorants during your pregnancy time. So these were all the tips that I have about the pregnancy skincare and hair care precautions that you need to follow. And INFS has launched the pregnancy nutrition and fitness workshop. So this is a 2-day workshop with 6 hours of duration, where we are going to give you a lot more information about the nutrition during pregnancy, what you should eat, what you should avoid. We are going to bust a lot of myths like eating for two, and avoiding certain food or eating certain food for benefits. We are also going to talk about exercise considerations, what is safe, what is to be avoided. So all of this information you will definitely find in the INFS pregnancy and postpartum nutrition and fitness workshop that's available on our website infs.co.in. And I'll be happy to take any questions that you guys may be having. So Sheetal, Chitra, any queries, any questions? All right. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you found this session beneficial. Thank you.